Welcome to the Argue Your Point podcast. Here are your hosts, Jeff, Mitri, and Mason Mitri.
Yeah. All right. What's up, Mason? What's up?
Good.
Good. That's it?
Yeah.
Come on. We got to bring the energy today. We got an awesome episode ahead. Episode 15 of Argue Your Point. I'll just go down the rundown. March Mad. What?
We're doing Sweet 16. Forgot to change that.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, March Madness Sweet 16. Bills mock draft. Essentially, well, is the Bills mock draft? Are we looking at?
We're looking at
Players we would take at number 26?
Yes.
Or beyond?
26.
Only 26?
Yep.
If that is where we end up.
Yeah, my pick too.
Okay, if that's where we end up drafting from. And then we got a little game. We're going to play Jeffinetly or Jeffinetly Not. I think that game is pretty self-explanatory. And we're going to talk about the NHL Atlantic Division race, which the Sabres lead at the moment. And our PGA predictions. And speaking of the PGA predictions, do you remember what I said on episode 14 on the PGA predictions?
Said Fitzpatrick would win.
Yeah, that's right. I did. And he did win the Valero Texas Open. And it was awesome. It was an awesome ending because what he did the week before is he, on the 18th, was tied with Cameron Young on the 18th hole, all tied up, basically like a playoff hole. And he, he's a left-hander. He knocked it into he crossed the fairway and went into the pine straws. Cameron Young striped a 375-yard drive right into the middle of the fairway and then had a, short errand shot to the green, and he birdied the last hole and won it. Fitzpatrick bogeyed the last hole, came in second. And then it was well documented. He went up to the parents of Cameron Young and said, congratulations, very class act person. We know that. He's actually walked up to you. Mason, you want to tell that story? What happened there at the Oakmont at the PGA Championship? We were sitting there
Oak Hill.
Oh, I'm sorry, Oak Hill. You're right, in Rochester, New York, and we were watching the players walk up to the tee, and what happened?
Gave up to me and gave me the ball.
Yeah, the Matt Fitzpatrick ball, and every time I see it, he's so
Nice. Does he have like 25? Does he have like a ton of books on every hit he's made?
Yeah, he records every shot he makes in practice, and obviously in tournaments. But every shot he makes in practice, he writes a note for it.
Pretty great.
And he makes his ball. He marks his ball the same exact way every time with the M/ and the F, and then 4 colors on the front, 4 colors on the back.
Maybe I'll
and
bring it down here.
yeah, we will. We're in the middle of a little renovation, but I predicted the winner of the PGA Tour last week, and this week we'll be talking about that at the end of the hour, and it'll be interesting. I know Scheffler did dip out. He was at 3.5 odds to win it. He's out, so it just seems pretty wide open. The next closest is the returning champion. I think he's 15-1. So we'll get into that a little bit later.
Okay, pretty start off on March Madness 316. We're going to go by the regions and I'm going to say the teams. They're going to make your predictions. Who do you think would win?
Okay, but hold on. But before you get into that, I just want to preface one thing. We've got Jake was on last week, and we've got a tournament running that we've been running, a small tournament that we've been running for years. Right, this year we've got 18 people in it, $10 a person. Mason are in it, and what I want to point out is that I'm in first place.
Tied, first place.
First place no, actually I'm not tied.
No, you're tied.
No, look again. Check it again.
I don't have my phone, but
I've got one more point than second place. It's I'm straight up the leader, looking for a wire-to-wire win, but if I got Duke winning it all, and if Duke loses the next game, I'm out. And that's just how the tournament is. Great tournament so far.
Oh, I forgot. Icebreaker.
Well, I did it with, I kind of
Okay. But I'm
kind
going
of
to say
talked about
teams.
the
I'm
PGA.
going to
So
say the
my
teams.
icebreaker.
And you're going to project. You're going to project on me. For your first place.
Oh, yeah, okay. So what do you...
I'm going to say the game and who's playing. You're to say who's going to win. Number 9, Iowa versus number 4, Nebraska.
Well, I mean, I'm kind of inclined to just go. Okay, so I guess I could just forget my
Bracket.
bracket on this. So that buzzer beater. That was that Iowa State or Iowa? No, I think that was Iowa, right? Over Kansas.
What about St. John's too? That one was cool.
St. John's was really cool. St. John's.
Let's just go over the matchups.
Okay.
So
Iowa versus I'm going to go with Nebraska.
You want Nebraska?
Yeah.
I actually also think Nebraska doesn't get this. They have a better defense, side advantage. Iowa shooting versus Nebraska defense could be a good one. If Iowa will stay hot from 3, they could also have an upset here. But Iowa's really the Cinderella team right now. It's playing loose confidence, so I think I really have Nebraska on this one.
Okay. Should we do one by one, or should we list what we're going to do first? Kind of like.
Let's do let's just say next one, Houston, Illinois. You pick, I pick. Going next one. Then we'll go to the west, and we'll go east.
But I'm saying right now, should we do the rundown?
Oh, nah. We'll just go.
All right. So the next one is number 2 Houston versus number 3 Illinois. Now I've said that all along that they were better than Florida, and turns out I was right because Florida's not even in the tournament anymore, and they didn't face Houston. So Houston is a big. I think they went to the finals last year against Florida. They're a big. They're big presence. They got a lot of physicality in their game. A lot of offensive firepower, a lot of grit, and I think this game's going to come down to turnovers, and I do believe that Houston will win that battle. Yeah. So I'm going to pick Houston on that.
They're the final of 2023, I think. They won it. It's 23-24. But I also agree with you in Houston. They're just a really well-rounded team. They have the experience. They have everything. They have a great coach. But it's going to be a good game to watch. 2 versus 3 seed. Winner goes to the Elite 8.
Nice. Yeah, we got games coming up on Thursday and Friday this week. So that'll be fun. I'm not sure which days those teams play, but it's on Thursday and Friday. Next is Arizona versus Arkansas.
I think Arizona will steamroll Arkansas. Arizona one of the most compete teams. If you look at their schedule, they beat a ton of good teams before. They have that. So if the game is a controlled game, Arizona will dominate. But if it gets fast, Arkansas can benefit on that one.
Mm-hmm.
You want to do number 2?
Purdue versus Texas. Texas has they've got that underdog mentality. They that's who beat Florida, I think, and but Purdue has size and half court efficiency advantage. Texas, I don't know if Texas can handle Purdue's interior. I think they're a little bit too big and too physical, and I don't think that Texas will be able to show much penetration in there. So that's why I'm favoring Purdue over Texas mainly. That's my key to the game. But Texas is knocked off Florida, and I wouldn't be surprised. I'm picking Purdue, but I wouldn't be surprised if Texas beats Purdue. Yeah, pulls up the upset. Yep.
Okay, I will go in East right now. Going on Duke and St. John. Number 1, Duke. I really think St. John has a good chance. But with Duke having Cameron Boother, I don't think there's any realistic chance that St. John can win this game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Duke has the depth. They have talent. They have really good star power. Just said also create shots, create coaching. But if St. John controls the tempo,
St. John's got coaching too.
Get some good runs in there, then could be a good game.
Yeah, that was crazy how that guy who scored the buzzer beater for St. John's,
No points.
yeah, he didn't score a bucket all day, and he told his coach, give it to me, I want it. And he's like, all right, but he's like, wait a minute, you haven't even scored yet today, but he wanted it, so he gave him that confidence. Rick Pitino, he's a great coach. Would I be shocked if St. John's upset Duke? No, I don't know. Is Duke a way better team than St. John's? Yes. Do I ask questions and answer them to myself? Yes. No. So, yeah, moving on to UConn versus Michigan State.
It's going to be a good one here.
This is me. I'm going UConn. They're a pretty balanced team, offense and defense. Michigan State brings, excellent coaching, of course, and experience, obviously. So is UConn. They're pretty tight matchup, and I think this one is going to come down to the wire here. I'm picking UConn because that's what my bracket says, and it can go either way. But I do think that that this one's gonna be tight right at the very end.
I actually would disagree with you. That one. I think Michigan State get the slight upset on Connecticut. Okay. I think Michigan State, they have experience. They're an experienced team.
Mm-hmm.
They're a well-rounded team. To be really even matchup. I don't think it's 2 seed or 3 seed. I think it's a 3 seed versus 3 seed. I think it's an even matchup, and the late game's going to be really huge for this.
Yeah. Yep.
You mind doing
Midwest region? We've got Michigan versus Alabama. Michigan is the 1 seed. Alabama is the 4th seed. Head coached by Nate Oates, who used to coach UB. Michigan's the better team here. I do not think Alabama will win. Of course, it's not going to be a blowout. I'm not predicting a blowout, but I think, if Alabama can play like an up and down, fast paced game, then they'll have a chance. But I think Michigan is the experienced team, the better team. Maybe not. I'm not sure about experience, but I think they're the better team that will dictate the pace.
Okay, I actually want to go with the upset here. Alabama.
Upset alert.
We saw Florida go down to Iowa, and I don't think it would be crazy if Alabama hits the upset of Michigan here. Alabama, they have fast, they have high scoring. Those are the team that can mess up everyone's bracket. If they speed it up, they could possibly win this game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do Tennessee versus Iowa State.
All right.
Iowa State's a 2 seed. That one's a little...
Iowa State's a what?
2 seed.
Oh, yeah, right. Okay, yeah, they are a 2 seed.
So
Tennessee beat a 1 seed to get...
Yeah,
I
actually
Virginia.
think this could be a Tennessee game here. Even though I have Iowa State going my Final Four, I still say Tennessee. Better team. It's probably going to be a low-scoring game, more physical. Tennessee's a defensive upset-style team here. Yeah, I really think they could have a chance.
Yeah. All right.
Now we're going to move on to the Bills mock draft 5.0.
All right.
Start off with KC Concepcion.
Concepcion. That's how I heard it was pronounced today, so that's why I
wrote down the...
That's why I put that pronunciation. Is that what you call it? I mean, that's how you say it, isn't it? How do you... Enunciation?
So he's 5'11", 190 pounds. 2025, he had 80 receptions, 800 yards, 800-plus yards, and multiple touchdowns. He had 2 punt return touchdowns in 2025. Multi-tool.
2 punt returns? Oh, okay, I didn't put his punt return stats. I didn't know he did that.
We need return production. Okay, Ray Davis is good. He has 1 touchdown. Imagine if we had the best return duo in the NFL. He also grew up a Bills fan. But problem is here, he had a knee injury, underwent knee procedure before the draft.
Mm-hmm.
We'll probably bring him down, but if the Bills could possibly trade up to maybe early, late second round, get back in the second round, snag him. Or if they want to take him at 26.
You think he could drop? You can get him early in the second round?
Yeah, I'm thinking according to PFF, he's the 35th best player in the entire draft.
Okay.
I think he's more kind of on the edge. If you trade for like wherever the Raiders have first pick of the second round, probably take a bit. But if you could take one of those later picks, try to get a great player.
Awesome. That's a great breakdown in a really interesting perspective. Did you go through his stats? So last year, did you go through these already?
He had 19 yards, 9 touchdowns.
Averages 15.1.
Yep, 60 receptions. But
how many receptions?
60.
Oh yeah, 61. 53 the year before. All right. So that's wide receiver. Yeah, I just don't think they're going to go wide receiver here. I could be wrong. I think DJ Moore and the rest of the offense will be suffice. But we can get into that a little bit later. Right now, we're just breaking down the possible picks. So that is wide receiver Casey Concepcion, Texas A&M. And
now we're going to Cassius Howell, Texas A&M. That's actually who I picked in my mock draft and Mason's mock draft.
Edge.
3.0.
6'3", 245 pounds.
1.58, 10-yard split. Fastest defensive lineman. Known for elite first step quickness, but considered a 30 and a quarter inch arm length.
So they don't. So instead of a 40,
they do 10. Well,
what does 10-yard split mean?
It's just 10 yards.
Yeah. Okay. So he did 10 yards, 1.58, and that's the fastest of all defensive linemen.
Yep.
That's pretty cool. Those guys got to be fast too.
But he really brings some physical edge, pressure. With him and Bradley Chubb could be kind of a mentor. He fits the bill with his defensive idea to help stabilize the edge, and he's going to help us out.
Cassius, you still talking about?
Yep. He had 5 sacks this year.
No, he had 9.
No, he had 5.
I'm sorry. You're right.
18 solo tackles, 37.
No, right here. Cassius has got 11.5 last year.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, that's this one right here.
You're looking at sacks or?
Yeah, 11.5 sacks.
No, that's solo tackles. Sacks are right there.
You're on the wrong page. You're on the wrong page.
Okay, 11.5 sacks.
It's all right.
1 forced fumble, 20 solo tackles, 31 tackles.
Yeah, 11.5 sacks. That's a lot.
Yeah.
31 total tackles, 20 solo, 11 assists. Yeah, that's productive. And apparently he fits into John Leonard's system. I don't exactly know what John Leonard's system is because we haven't seen him in Buffalo yet. But I know Denver had a really good defense. We talked about that in the playoffs. But, as far as like scheme and stuff, I just don't know yet because I haven't done too much research on him and we haven't seen it in Buffalo.
We're going to go to Avion Terrell, quarterback, Clemson. He's 5'11", 180 pounds, 2025.
Wait, hold on. One other thing, though, before we move on to Cassius Howell.
Yeah.
He's got short arms.
I know. We were excited about that.
So, do you want an edge of all positions to have short arms? You don't want a cornerback. You don't want an edge to have short arms. You got to reach out and grab that, that guy. And also we didn't, or maybe we did, but just kind of brushed by it. Casey Concepcion, he's got a 10% drop rate. That means 1 out of every 10 passes, he drops.
Could be like Keon Coleman. Just Keon Coleman's like 50.
Okay, yeah, moving on. All right.
Avion Terrell, Clemson, 5'11". He's 180 pounds, 9 pass breakups this year, but no interception. We need more depth at cornerback. I don't think he'll be a true number 1. I think he's flying that number 2 position, losing Tre'Davious White. Still a free agent, but probably going to eventually get picked up by someone, hopefully Buffalo.
He's got some other big stats, too, that are worth mentioning. 3 sacks, 48 tackles, 30 solo.
5 forced fumbles.
5 forced fumbles, 1 fumble recovery. That's 5'11", 180. Cornerback.
30 solo, 48 tackles for...
Corner.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, we've got Maxwell Harrison that we just drafted in the first round last year.
He is injured a little bit. that could be
Right now, too?
No, he was
Started
injured.
the season last year, yeah. And then we signed another corner. Can you remind me?
D. Alford.
Yeah, I think, yep.
28-year-old cornerback.
We still have Taylor Rapp. He's not a corner. He's
safety. But you could try to play nickel or play cornerback. But let's move on.
Okay.
T.J. Parker. I really like
Edge, T.J. Parker.
I really think he's a stud. He's 6'3", 265. This year he had 10-plus sacks, strong pressure rate, a physical edge. He fits
the stats are different. I have 5 sacks from this year. Do you want to fact check that? Don't you have? Oh, yeah, it's right here. Why isn't this open?
You want to go through the stats?
Yeah. No. Well, it says here 5 sacks. Maybe in 24, Mason. 24, he had 11 sacks. So in 25, he had 37 total tackles, 18 solo.
This year he had 5 sacks, 18 solo.
Okay. All right. So we're on the same track. So he didn't have 10, 25. But he's edge. I don't know what if I draft an edge in the first round, I want him to be a wrecker. But obviously, it's one of the most coveted positions in football. So there's no way we're getting the first edge or the second or the third. We're way down the pecking order. So it's not going to be elite talent. Or maybe it will be. We all know Max Crosby was taken in the 5th round, but
yeah.
But
right.
But yeah, we'll see. Okay.
Move on to Dylan Thieneman, Oregon safety, 6 foot, 210, 2025 and 91 PFF grade, 91.1 coverage, missed tackle rate 8.3%. That's pretty good.
Yeah, is that good or not? I'm not really sure. He misses 8% of his tackles.
Most valuable safety award. The high impact defender. So take a look at stats here. 2 picks. 2 interceptions.
1 sack.
44
He's a safety.
Solo.
2 picks. 92 total tackles and 44 solo. 48 assists. I mean, he's a safety. You're going to probably get more tackles than an edge. I really most don't. Definitely. But yeah, I mean they're in the middle of the action more. You know what I mean? The edge, I don't know. It's just how it is.
Talking about safety here, but
no, I know. I'm just saying because we're looking at the edge and they didn't have as many tackles, and I think that's natural.
Here's what I think: if the Bills want to get this guy, they have to trade up. They have to trade up for him. I have him going 10th, but he probably could go deeper.
10th overall.
Yep. I think if they want to get this
Dylan Thieneman?
Yeah, they probably have to trade up a bit for him. I don't think, unless he has a really big slide, then I don't see him going much higher than 10 or 15.
When you say trade up from 26 to
10 or something.
That's trading down.
That's not trade. That's trading
That's going down the draft.
Okay, let's go on to it's trading up.
Well, let's argue about it.
Oh.
This is Argue Point.
We're not doing that.
This is Argue Point Podcast. Is it up or down? Put that on the Jeff and Jeffinetly, okay? All right, next is Denzel Boston, Washington. Wide receiver. Big guy, 6'4", 210. That's what you want to see in a wide receiver. He's a red zone threat. Last year, 62 receptions.
When trading up in draft means moving up to earlier high value pick.
Okay.
So yeah, you're wrong.
So trading up. All right. So
you're wrong.
So trading up does mean you go
higher up,
down. Okay. So last year, 62 catches. My print's a little fuzzy. I think it says 681 yards. 11 touchdowns. I can read that for sure.
881 yards, 11 touchdowns.
So, yeah, I mean, we got DJ Moore.
14.2 average.
We've got Keon, who, whatever, I'm still in the camp of Keon will not start this year. So we'll see what we get in compensation for that pick. Maybe he'll be traded at the draft
I don't think he will.
for
I
like a
think
third round pick or something, or a second somehow. No, he wouldn't be worth a second.
Well,
I don't know.
That's the thing. They could say, most could argue that he's a younger player. Like teams draft quarterback, they have to develop.
Yeah,
He could be one of those.
Keon's already developed, sort of.
He's not really developed.
He's an developed
The problem isn't Keon Coleman.
3-year-old.
The problem with the Bills, they aren't utilizing. When he was in
I
Washington,
disagree with that.
in Washington, he was
Let's argue it.
he was a really deep wide receiver, like Tyreek Hill. Not fast, but he was super electric. But now he's just catching short passes. They need to switch it up with Joe Brady.
Mason, it's because he can't run routes and get open.
He could.
No, he can't in the
Yeah, he
NFL. Yeah, maybe in college he was able to create separation. It's not, to me, it's not about top
You
speed.
need to give him at least 2 more years.
At least one more year.
I think they should keep
Can't
until
give
his
him- can't give him
contract.
2 more years.
I think you should keep until his contract ends and just let him walk.
Well, what if he does? What if he does amazing? What if he has?
Yeah, then they're going to re-sign him to like a.
Well, then
huge
why
deal.
would you let him walk?
No, I'm saying if he does great in 2 years, if next year he plays great, they're going to re-sign him. But if he
Okay.
plays bad, then they're not going to
So,
walk.
so you're basically saying this is a make or break year for Keon Coleman.
Yes,
Yeah. Okay.
we're going off track here.
I don't.
But,
I don't disagree. It's okay. I don't disagree with that.
It's going Denzel Boston here.
Denzel Boston. Interesting name. Kind of like.
I actually really like this guy. He's higher value than Casey. If we would draft him, I don't even think we need to trade up. I think we just stay here, probably fall to us.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. I don't really think we should take a wide receiver in the draft. I don't know if I'm alone in thinking that at this table, but the reason why the Bills were held back here was not because of the offense; it was because of the defense.
We had a top defense in the league.
Look at the losses that we lost in the net points that were scored against us. It's very lopsided. The can you I thought you said you were going to have your laptop open.
Well, we didn't need it at all, so.
Well, that's what it's for. So when I ask a question, you can pull it up real quick.
Well, what
was
do
the final
we
score of the Denver Bills game?
33-30.
Yeah, giving up 33 points is not going to win you championships. That game was not lost because of the offense or the the catch, the no catch. It was the defense. Defense wins championships, and we need to go heavy on defense in this draft. That's my opinion. Forget about the offense and giving Josh Allen weapons. He's got DJ Moore. He's got great tight ends. He's got James Cook, who can get more involved in the passing game, possibly. It's still Joe Brady's, offense.
I'm actually looking at these stats right now for the game. 31 tackles to 48 tackles. It's really just all. The problem is, it doesn't look like the problem.
Denver had 48 tackles?
No. Yeah, they did. 48 tackles. But,
wow, that's a pretty big.
let's move on to
stat there.
Definitely or Definitely Not.
Definitely. Oh, man, we need a good intro to that.
Do I say the question or do you? Let's.
What's your point?
I'm gonna start. Should the Bills trade up to a potentially draft a wide receiver?
Should the Bills say that again, please?
Should the Bills trade up to potentially draft a wide receiver?
Definitely not. The Bills should not.
Turn it down a little bit.
The Bills should not. I kind of just answered this question a second ago. Definitely not, because I don't think the Bills need anything beyond. The Bills don't need a stud wide receiver. They don't need a bona fide. Okay, Josh Allen, he does make everyone better, and what's holding us back is the defense.
Okay.
And that's why it's definitely not.
Okay. Should the Hockey Hall of Fame keep Jack Hughes' golden goal?
Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? Should Jack Hughes, can you please not? Jack Hughes, he said That he said that he wants that puck back?
Yes.
That is...
Sit down.
Okay, that is... hold on. That is absurd. That is absurd. I just wanted to use that. I gotta get better at using these transition buttons. But anyways, definitely or definitely not? No, definitely not. He should not have the golden goal back. It doesn't belong to him. It's a part of history. No, it doesn't. They've already got, the IOC has an arrangement with the Hockey Hall of Fame. That's where it goes before the game even starts.
Yeah, but
and just because the person who's what's that?
I mean, quarterbacks keep the football whenever they win their first game.
This
same
is not.
thing as hockey.
This is not
the same thing.
This is not.
They keep it.
This isn't the first goal. This is a tournament, and it's the golden goal. So it's not the same thing. I understand like the comparison. Like sometimes like when Ovechkin scored 1,000th goal. They gave it to him. Maybe he'll donate. Maybe he'll donate to Hockey Hall of Fame. But yeah, or home runs and stuff. But the golden goal, no, that does not belong to you. That belongs to the Hall of Fame. It belongs to America. It doesn't belong to him. It's not his personal item to put in his bedroom. It belongs in a museum, as Indiana Jones would say.
But what'd be cool to do next time? I know what I'm gonna do next time. I'm gonna add the essential question every podcast. It would be like, did Wilt Chamberlain score 100? It would be a cool question. But will Ty Simpson go in the first round?
Say that again, Mason.
Will Ty Simpson go in the first round?
Will Ty Simpson from Alabama go in the first round? Definitely. He definitely will go in the first round. And I even heard Dan Orlovsky today saying that he will go ahead of Mendoza.
He doesn't know what you're talking about.
Well, he looked really impressive at the combine.
Oh, yeah.
Ty Simpson.
But Fernando Mendoza, he's already been proven. He's already been the number 1 overall pick for 2 years.
No, it's not. Nothing is proven until it's done. I mean, we all know that from the 1 year NHL. The guy was the presumptive number 1 up until he wasn't number 1. He went third. Can't really think of his name because he didn't really amount to superstar status.
Is it worth to pay JSN $10 million more per year than Sam Darnold?
Okay, but after you ask the question, you have to say definitely or definitely not. Okay, can you ask the question again, please?
No, I'll just answer it. I'll do it for the last one.
Come on, what's the question, please?
You know what the question is.
Don't argue with me. You want to argue? You want to argue this point?
I'll argue this point.
Okay, definitely or definitely not.
Talking to me?
Is it worth it to pay JSN $10 million more a year than Sam Darnold?
That's all right. I was going to answer it.
You're going to answer definitely not? Okay.
Answer it.
All right. Definitely not, Mason.
Masonly or Masonly not? How about that?
No, we got to stick to the...
Definitely. It's definitely.
Definitely? Okay.
Sam Darnold was a role piece. He's a good quarterback, but when you have an offense like that, really an average quarterback can succeed in that offense. Average. He's a little bit above average. He's a little athletic. Anyone like that, they can pick someone in the draft. Like, if they take Ty Simpson, let's say Seahawks take Ty Simpson.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he could probably be as good. Let's say he's not a bust. Let's say he's average.
Mm-hmm.
He could probably take him to the Super Bowl if they retained Kenneth Walker. But I think it's.
But they
worth
didn't
it.
they? What did they do with Kenneth? He went to Kansas City.
Yep. Okay. Does Josh Allen need help in the draft to win it all in 2026? Definitely or definitely not?
Well, okay, so definitely not. I'll say it was with a caveat. With a caveat.
For the offense. It's just
For the offense, definitely not. For the defense, definitely.
That's
Because
the question. It's over.
Well, it still helps Josh Allen, does it not?
Yeah.
The defense
Tiny bit.
directly, no, not a tiny bit. That's what, I mean, if...
He doesn't play on the defense, does he?
No, but if he was playing in the Broncos game, winning 30-6, there's a lot more pressure taken off him.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, that's just a broad stroke, but having a stout defense takes a ton of pressure off the quarterback.
And now we're going to be talking about the Atlantic Division rundown. Sabres keys to the 1 seed. Do you want to take this one?
Okay.
Just right now, as of this was yesterday. This is yesterday. They have 95
Oh, we're
points.
talking Sabres now?
Yep. You want to take a gander all these bullets I made for you?
Mm-hmm.
For our two viewers.
Sabres on a warpath.
Okay, yeah. If we win, so wait, what was your question?
Yeah,
okay, yeah. If we win out, but we got 11 games. I believe I don't have my phone on me. I think if we win our next 5, I think we could clinch as early as like March 31st or something like that.
I think we could clinch as late as April 19th.
Well, that's the last game of the season. No, I think we're going to clinch sooner than that. What a wild, awesome season
Sabres
it's been.
on a warpath.
And just an amazing season. You know, I've always said, you know, for the Sabres to be good, they just need to, you know, it needs to be done organically. And that's exactly what happened. It's the same group of guys, essentially, that've been together for years. I mean, the core is the same. There's been guys, you know, obviously they go in and out, come in and out, but like a big trade was never, ever going to be the splash that the Sabres need to make the playoffs. That is never going to happen that way. It had to happen organically where you just start winning with the group of guys that you have, very talented group of guys that you have, and then people want to be there. And then you could strike a trade when you're already winning, you know, not like we need help like in a way that Jack Eichel was, even that was a draft. But it was just like, hey, save us. We need to get out of this drought, and we're looking to you to lead the way. And he's just not that. He just isn't that type of person. He's a great winger, centerman. You know, second line or even first line. He's super talented, but not so great in that leadership captain role, and definitely not good in front of the camera and on the microphone.
Okay.
But yeah, the Sabres need to take advantage of having these games in hand on some of the teams, and just got to keep on rolling. I mean, they do. I listened to Lindy Ruff this morning on WGR, and he says, yeah, you know, they find different ways to win. And on the game against Anaheim, so on the road trip, they just had a 4-game road trip. They got 7 out of 8 points. And versus Anaheim, they were down 2 goals going into the third. Linderoff says to the goaltender, we're going to be giving up some odd man rushes. You're going to need to make some big saves here in the third because they're going to go for it. You know, this isn't playoff hockey. This is end of a road trip hockey. And let's see what we can do. And they did. They opened it up. They gave up some odd man rushes. And Alex Lyon made some amazing breakaway. He made like, I think 3 in the third. And, you know, we tied it up. We got the lead. We took a late penalty. And, you know, we lost in overtime. But, you know, 7 out of 8, that is amazing. And this season just keeps on becoming more and more exciting, historical in so many ways. We have more points after 70 points than we did in the 05-06 season. And I think the whole city's just can't wait to the playoffs. But I'm in no rush to get the playoffs because I'm enjoying this ride. I got to see the season till its end, and 82 games. We're at 71 right now. And I just love the energy of this team. I love their grit. I love how they can how they back down to no one. And the Tampa Bay Lightning has going at us for years, just like Boston, where they can outmuscle you and question your will to fight back. In most times in the past 14 years, Sabres just rolled over in those situations, especially with the Lightning and Boston in particular. They would just that would be the game plan going in. Just hit them hard, be really physical, and they'll back down. And they're not getting that from the Sabres. The Lightning, obviously, in that 8-7 historical game, they didn't get that from the Sabres. And we're playing Boston tomorrow. It'll be interesting to see because there was some chatter about Boston playing, a rough physical game, maybe fights off the bat. I don't know. We'll see. And there's some reports they might try to push us around. I don't know. I mean, I think they can obviously see that we're not a team that is pushed around easily. So, or that we're not going to just take it like we've done in the years past. We're going to stand up for each other, and we're going to continue to battle the entire 60 minutes. And that is just something I've just hoped for so long. And it's awesome to see that finally happening because, you just can't hope for it and then it happens, it's got to happen organically. And we're seeing it.
Okay. Now we're gonna go into our PGA predictions here.
PGA.
Yep.
Okay, so that's it on the Sabres.
Yep.
Sabres on a war
Do you
path.
have? So I kind of went on a little rant though. Do you have anything to add to
Nope.
the Sabres? Come on, it's something.
Took us most of our time.
No, we've got plenty of time.
No, I think I'm ready.
You don't want to talk about the Sabres?
Sabres on a war path.
They are the warpath.
What?
Say that again. Literally. Click the button again.
What?
I will.
Sabres on a war path.
What's your favorite Sabres memory this year?
Probably the Tampa game.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
That was like, oh man, the cover of the Hockey News right now is Sabres are back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks awesome. I'm gonna go out and buy it. Yeah, that game was unbelievable, and it's just the start. It's just the start. Look at the stand. We're still 4 points ahead of them. I know they didn't play yesterday. Yeah, and that goal, Buffalo's back, baby. Yeah, that's awesome. That's the Hockey News, right?
Yep.
Or is it
The
okay.
Hockey News.
Yeah.
$14. So
$14 for that.
you
Yeah.
went first last time, and I will be going first this time. So I do
Okay,
all my
so
picks. So my winner,
hold on. Talk about what you're predicting first.
I'm going to predict the winner
To what?
to the Houston Children's Open.
There you go. Houston Children's Open.
So I will pick one and only Min Woo Lee.
You're taking off the right at the top. You're just going for the top, huh? Let me tell you something about your strategy, Mason, because you did that last time with Shuffler. You got the top. The guy at the top
The difference
doesn't
is,
always win.
The difference is Scheffler is probably the GOAT of the century.
Yeah, but he didn't win
Yeah.
when you predicted him. I, on the other hand...
Whoa. I get to make all my picks first.
Oh, okay.
Okay, top 25. I've been looking at this list for about 2 minutes now, and I think it's pretty clear.
Why is this list so short? Is this a signature event, or is this just the
This is just the
top?
top.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. That's fine.
So I'm
That
going
makes it...
for the top 25 here. Brooks Koepka.
Okay, Brooks Koepka, top 25. Now, who are you picking to miss the cut? Because last week, I'll add, you picked Sunjay M, who was the 54-hole leader, and then he just, like a lot of golfers do, on the back nine, leading a tournament, he made a few mistakes.
Okay.
So he was far from being miscut. So who
Okay.
you picking this week?
This
Mason?
week, I'm going to be picking someone I haven't heard of. Harry Hall. Harry
Who?
Hall.
You ever know? I know who Harry Hall is. He wears those cool hats.
The DeWalt?
No, he wears like the Irish hats,
That's not cool then.
Jason Day
Okay, I submitted my picks.
and Cam Young wear DeWalt.
Should get the draft noise. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, I'll put my picks in the hockey thing.
Okay, so last week I picked Matt Fitzpatrick and put a little scratch on it, a little wager. And if you're listening right now, whoever I'm about to pick, who knows? It could, I'm not saying to put money on it. I'm not saying that's what you should do, but
Don't promote gambling here.
Well, I gotta.
Okay, gulp.
Excuse me, I had to scratch my throat.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this week to win the 2026 Children's Houston Texas Open.
Houston Children's Texas Open.
Okay, sorry.
Make sure to write this down.
Oh, I'm definitely writing it down. Okay, so before I pick, I'll say, so if Scheffler's out of it, he was at 3.5. Minwoo Lee is at 15-1. Then you got Goddard up 20-1. Jake Knapp 22-1. Koepka 27-1.
That's how you do it? I didn't even know that. I didn't know.
That's what, plus 27?
Oh, I thought it was like 4,000 odds. So I thought it was like 4,000 he would win or something.
Nope. So we'll say, Brooks Koepka says plus 2,700. That means it's 27-1. It means if you bet $1, you'd win 27.
Okay.
So
I'm ready.
I'm going to go with Brooks Koepka. That's right.
I already took him.
Brooks Koepka. No, you took him for the top 25.
He's off the board. He's off the board, Ed.
No, that's not.
He's out. Out, done, over, nil.
No,
nothing.
Mason,
out.
I'm not. That's not how it works. You have top 25.
Yeah.
You picked Minwoo Lee. That's the only person I can't pick.
He's off the board. You
No.
can't take him anymore.
You picked Minwoo Lee to win
That's
it.
the rules.
That's not that. What are you talking about? Look at it says Minwoo Lee win, top 25, miscut.
You still can't do that, though.
No, yes I can.
How would it work? If he would win, I would get top 25 and you would also.
Yeah,
You can't pick
Yes.
the same player twice.
I'm not.
Pick someone else.
No, it's Brooks Koepka to win it. You pick Minwoo Lee
Let's pick Brooks Koepka.
for top 25. That's a totally different category.
Okay. I'll allow it this time. The next time I'm putting that.
No, that's how it works.
Going
That's how it
bold.
works. I'm picking Brooks Koepka.
Underlined, highlighted, italic. We'll be able to miss it.
Brooks Koepka to win.
Koepka.
Brooks Koepka, sorry, to win. Yeah, so the only person I can't pick is Minwoo Lee.
Yep. Do not pick him.
And next week I go first. And whoever I pick, you can't pick. And that's it. You can pick anyone else. Doesn't matter if I pick them to cut or to miss the cut or top 25.
Purpose now.
Well, but you can pick whoever you feel you're right. I mean, last time you picked the guy to miss the cut and he was leading after 3 rounds. So do what you want, but I'm betting 500 here. All right, so the guy who's going to miss the cut, guy I like, but he's been struggling a little bit, even though he had some really, really almost won a tournament. I mean, he was down to the last stroke, but going for a dip is Shane Lowry. Shane Lowry,
the lowest odds on the entire board here.
to miss the cut. Well, I mean, there's more than that. And then top 25.
That's who's going to miss the cut for you?
What's that?
That's who's going to miss the cut for you?
Mm-hmm.
So you have to do an order.
So Lowry missed the cut. In top 25, I'm going Ricky Fowler.
Okay. Ricky. I thought you were going to pick him and miss the cut, but I decided against it.
Oh, no way. No way.
I don't think
dude.
if he doesn't have the orange hat, then he's not. Doesn't have the power.
Well, he wears the orange hat every Sunday.
Okay. That will do it for us.
That'll do it?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Do you have any jokes
sure.
you want to add?
No, I'm good.
You good?
See you on the flip side.
That was
15.
episode... Wait, no, it says...
15.
Yeah, episode 15, everyone. Tune in next week, and till next time, see you later.